EA Sports is proud to present today's PGA Tour coverage. Hello again and welcome, Rich Lerner, alongside my friend and colleague Frank Novello, here in the state of Washington, getting ready for a wonderful day of golf. Chambers Bay, the site of the action. And Frank, what can you tell us about this course?
Well, if you're not looking at the golf course today, you can certainly look at the scenery, which is fantastic today. The water is just glistening. Those Olympic mountains are just standing out there in the background. But once your mind drifts back to the golf course, you're going to have your game today. Firm and fast, going to play like a true links.
Is the wind a factor?
It is. You get some of those cross breeze holes, then all of a sudden you really better know exactly how you're striking the ball.
Down to the first tee now to get the round going, and a stout par 4, Frank.
Yeah, straight out of the gates. The wind obviously very important here. If you were to play it into a head breeze, this would be just a mammoth hole, just under 500 yards. Fortunately, with a little prevailing breeze, though, it'll shorten up considerably, but will bring that bunker on the right in play.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. All right, Frank, how would you break down this approach shot here at the first at Chambers Bay?
Well, Rich, it's partially blind, so you've really got to fixate on the exact point that you want to aim at. That's one of the beauties of this golf course. So maybe even just have a little look and make sure you know that line, because once that ball hits the ground, the natural contours are going to take it in a certain direction. So really fixate on that line. There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
That is a green in regulation as the approach shot hits the first green, but he is by no means in for par yet. A lengthy putt coming up. Long putt here. This will require a good touch. That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Routine stuff for Rory. That's a par. Now at the second and a medium-length par 4, Frank.
Yeah, a slight dogleg to the left, rather long, skinny green here, well bunkered all the way down the left side. Really anything down the right, and the natural contours of the land should kick that ball a little to the left.
And that's going to stay on the fairway here at the second hole. Let's see what the dominant #1 player can do. Rory McIlroy now on the approach shot. Just a beautiful approach shot. These putts keep the round together. Ooh, that hurts.
Just when you think you're going to make birdie. Now, have to really concentrate on this and at least make par.
Even par early on. At the third tee now, Frank, and what are we staring at here?
This green is anything other than symmetrical, so be very, very cautious on where the flag is. Anything in the middle of the green you can putt to the corners. Well, if you can call them corners, more like ragtails, but beautiful par 3. This looks like it's going to find the target.
Continuing his fine play. Another beautiful approach shot. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Good effort and good par putt. Frank, here on the fourth tee, you get a good look, don't you, at what Chambers Bay really is all about.
It's framed beautifully, Rich, by the bunkers there, left, short off the tee, plus the ones down the right side. You can see everything in front of you, but the hole does bend to the right. This is another one where you've got a generous fairway, but don't be fooled by that. It's fairway first.
Tough par 4 measuring 495 yards.
Beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good. Oh, nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
Now playing the second here at the par 4.
Looks like it's heading for the bunker.
Just a bit offline and into the bunker. You know how to play this shot, Frank, right? You keep your chin up, you look down your nose at the ball, you have to pick it cleanly and keep your head still. Pretty good shot right there. Locked in on the read and the speed. Almost. Wow.
Well, the fourth hole looks like it's going to claim another victim. Even par currently.
So with that, 1 over par. Frank, it's kind of fun to swing away on an elevated tee like this, the 5th here at Chambers Bay.
It looks straight away. It certainly does. And under 500 yards, so it gives you a chance, plus that elevation. You should be able to knock one down there. The whole pinch is in, though, with those bunkers left and right. And there's just one bunker in the front of this green. And that, as you can guess, should be avoided.
Be careful. They call this hole free fall. Great strike and a great result. Sitting up, good chance to attack the flag. 115 yards away, has to be careful with the wind at his back that he doesn't airmail this green. Frank, you played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But if down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
Nice putt, and now back to level par. Frank, now at the 6th, this appears to be a testing par 4 long one.
It is, but once again, a generous fairway. Just use those mounds down the left as an indicator on your line. Hole bends a little bit to the right. Good tee shot, though, and everything is in front of you.
Great lie. What a great shot. He has really hit it a long way. Frank, what do you think about this approach here at the 6th?
Well, one of the few greens here that's protected on both sides. Rather narrow green, and you can see really what happens if you miss. Bunkers left and right. Plus there's a couple of ridges, so club selection is important here.
Well, we've seen this before today, in the bunker. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
Solid play, heart of the green. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
you'd be happy to take 2 from there. What's one going to feel like? Great putt.
On the 7th tee now, it is over 500 yards from the back tee.
Yeah, this is called humpback, and you can see why. There's all those mounds and undulations between you and the hole, plus all that amazing bunkering down the right side. All to be avoided, really. If you can do that, then you get a decent look at this green. But yeah, you've mentioned it, 500 plus yards. It's going to play longer than that uphill. There's something about a well-hit shot.
Wow, Frank, look at that one. How it just blistered that tee shot.
Yeah, that has to be 325 if it's an inch.
Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second. Oh, looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
That's one of the more depressing sights in golf. You hit a good one, and then it just sucks back too much spin off the green. And he's made the green. Settles in over the putt. Par for McIlroy, but you're just waiting for that moment when he hits that accelerator and pulls away. Now to the 8th and a long par 5, Frank.
Fortunately, there's no bunkers, just the dunes either side. The hole looks a little narrow off the tee, but get down there, you're going to realize that's a fairly generous fairway. There's a little bit of mounding in this green, too, that actually slopes it back towards the player. So use that to your advantage.
What a drive. Just tattooed that. Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. That is a really good shot landing close to the flagstick. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Make it 2 birdies on the day. Really good mix of holes here at Chambers Bay. And Frank, we finished this front side with a par 3 after just having come off that long par 5.
And it's a beauty too. The tee is some 100 feet up in the air, so you get a great view of this magnificent golf course, and you realize why it's called a true links. This green here, though, it looks rather daunting, well bunkered on the right side, but you can see enough of it. And once again, links, use the bounce, and you can still kick one in there close.
Frank, looks like he came over just a little bit.
Yeah, that one wasn't pretty, but it's still gonna get away with it.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie.
Ooh, chance for birdie.
This one's tracking.
More than a bonus on the scorecard, that.
Well, Frank, this day had it all, didn't it?
It certainly did, Rich. It's always nice to play parkland golf where you play the ball through the air. But every now and again, when you get the opportunity to play a golf course like Chambers Bay and you get to see how the game was really invented, it can be played just as well along the ground as it can through the air. It's been fun.
Just a tremendous day here in the Great Northwest from Chambers Bay in the state of Washington. For my partner, Frank Novello, and all of us here at EA Sports, I'm Rich Lerner saying